Yeah, Ernie, what's interesting about that night, okay, we lose game 6 in Seattle. So I called Frank Johnson, who's one of my good friends on the team, back to the plane, because obviously we have a lot riding. We had the best record in the NBA that year. We lose game 6. I said, Frank, I've got to get this team pumped up. What should I do to get the, because, everybody's got a lot of anxiety, got a long flight back to Phoenix. He says, don't worry about it. We're going to win game 7. I says, how do you know that? He says, you never been to the finals. I says, no, I haven't. He says, you just got to play the best basketball game you ever played in your life. I says, really? That's a good, interesting point. And I said, okay, but I said, I got to get the rest of the team. He said, just go and just BS with them. Just make them laugh, have fun with them, but all the pressure's on your back. He said, you won MVP. You never been to the finals. You got game 7 at home. You just got to play the best basketball game you ever played.
Barkley just won't be denied. Barkley.
Backdoor on Sean Kemp. Barkley is in the 40s.
Did you feel pressured to do that? Did it feel different than any other game?
Oh, yeah. First of all, game 7's...
But when he tells you, look, not only do we have a game 7, you have to have the best game of your life.
First of all, as a star, you always feel pressure, because the one thing about a star, you're going to get the blame. So you automatically feel that pressure. I mean, nobody's going to say Sid Ceballos didn't win the championship. They said Charles Barkley didn't win the championship. Right. So I knew that from my days in Philly. That was my first year in Phoenix. I got MVP. And so I was ready for the game, but I was trying to just get the team. I said, guys, let's go. We're good. And I didn't know I was going to get 44 and 24, excuse me. I knew I was going to play well. But I had to set the tone. I set the tone early.
Because you're coming off a 13-11 game 6.
Yes. I did.
And now you've got to have the best game of your life.
Yeah, but I did not handle. I was awful against a double team in game 6. I was impatient because I wanted to close it out. Mm-hmm. So I was like trying too hard. One thing these guys will tell you, Ernie, you can really try too hard in sports. And you just make things worse. So we win game 5, and I was like, we're going to close this thing out in Seattle. And that double team, they were coming, and Gary Payton was terrific. Nate McMillan was in there. So I just got out of sorts. I was trying too hard to close it out. So then I knew everything was on our back. But that's the best game I've ever played in my life.